Hey everybody, thanks for tuning back into my channel. Today I am doing a speed build for the Beech bypass. It is a chapter 4 for the Build Newcrest challenge happening right now in Sims Grown. So if you are not participating yet, please come join us. We've been having a lot of fun. This chapter we had to, for under 100,000 simoleons, create a house that had a greenhouse, a pool, and a large kitchen. So you know I had to use that pond tool because I am obsessed with it. Have you gotten the cottage living pack yet? If so, tell me your thoughts. Personally, I am loving it. I love the build mode items. I like the paints. I like the update that came along with it. I like the flooring. I'm beyond impressed. And it's actually been a while since Sims has come out with a pack that just wowed me. Now, don't get me wrong. I love all of the packs. Every single pack has some build mode item that I use. So I'm not one of those, I'll never buy it. I buy every pack just because I want to know all the build mode items. And then there's some that I never actually use the gameplay. Like, for example, Journey to Batu or whatever. I've never actually been to the world, ever, not one time. And I've never done any of the gameplay. So, however, they have a rounded bar that I would have paid $10 just for that. So, I look at it like, just because I may not use the gameplay, I'm going to use the build mode items. They have a rug I really like. They have the bar. There's always something in every pack that I can be excited about, and so I choose to look at it that way. But this pack, oh my goodness, I'm loving the gameplay. The build mode items I'm obsessed with. A lot of this build was done with those build mode items. I can't help it. I'm in love with it. So tell me your thoughts. Have you guys gotten it yet? Have you been watching gameplay about it? What are your feelings? Positive or negative? I can take it, luckily I didn't make it. So just tell me what your thoughts are and how much you've really dove in. I'm actually currently working on a build that is just base game and cottage living, and I'm having so much fun with it. It's on one of the lots in that new world, and I'm loving it. So here we go. This is the Build Newcrest challenge. I should probably get back to this build. I do a lot of them. But look, the windows. They have all kinds of windows. They all match, and it matches the door, and it matches the railing, and I'm getting very Sims 3 vibes because so much of the stuff actually matches. I actually forgot when I was building this. I do all this beautiful, pond and everything, and then I'm like, wait a minute, I'm supposed to be putting a pool in here. Where am I going to put a pool? So you'll see in a few moments where I decided to place that. My husband was actually sitting in the room, and I was like, oh no, and he's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, I forgot I needed a pool. So I finally got that put in, and I like it. I think it kind of I blended into the pond a little bit. So yeah, I'm just working on exterior, that's some of my favorite parts right now, and I'm obsessed with these little bridges that I put over the pond. And if you're interested, tell me if you're interested. Do you know how to make the little bridges over the pond, or do I need to do a 2-minute tutorial on how to do them? I've had 2 separate people ask me so far how I made the bridges because they couldn't get them to work. So if you need a video or tutorial, let me know in the comments so I can put that together, because that one would be a super quick one. It's actually a lot easier than people think. And it's so cute. Yes, I would live here with my little pond and my little bridge. I wish we could do curved bridges up a little bit, but it's okay. One day. But yeah, so this is here's our pool. See, I just put it over here, and I end up putting some windows in it so that you can see into the rest of the pond, and it just keeps the water flowing throughout the whole lot. So it's fun. I like the new path too, which kind of surprises me because the pink in it, I usually would kind of stray away from it, but I wanted to use it because it came with the pack, and I actually am really loving it. I use it in my other build I'm currently working on too. So here's the windows that I put in. It took me a second to get them to actually function right. but there we go. Now you can see into the pond that goes through, and I end up putting some fish in there so you can go fishing on your lot. I really like lots where I can basically keep my Sims there forever. I hate going to other lots to like earn more skills or whatever. I don't, nope, I want to do it all at home. That's terrible. I'm a homebody in real life too. I can't help it. Don't get me wrong, I like to go out and about and do stuff, and I get kind of depressed if I stay at home too long, but at the end of the day, I'll go out and we'll go on an adventure, we'll go for a drive, or we'll do whatever, but at the end of the day, I want to go home. I want to be in my bed. So I'm finally starting to move into the interior. I do use, look, and they came with kitchen. Like, they came with so many items in this pack. Yes, I love the kitchen. I love the island. I realized that I didn't make it an island, so I shut off the camera for a second so I could fix that. And I feel like this is a large kitchen. It said it had to have a large kitchen. I'm like, that's pretty big. I mean, maybe it's because I have the world's tiniest kitchen, I feel like, but that's a pretty big kitchen to me, and I would have been fairly happy with it. So I put some stairs to the upstairs. I also forgot, I don't know what was going on with me. I made the family for this house first. So there's a pair of twins and a toddler. And for some reason, while I was building it, I remembered the toddler's room and then forgot to put a room for the twins. I had like one guest room, and then I'm like, wait a minute, where are the kids? I hit play to play test it, and I was like, oh my god, you idiot, what happened here? So I do get that corrected. But it's still cute, and not everyone's going to need it for twins, so it was cool that I fixed it after I uploaded it. Or maybe it was before, I can't remember. But I'm just working inside. Sorry if I go a little too fast sometimes. I try to make it, tell me what you think. Like, I try to make it so that people don't have to sit here all day watching my speed builds, but I also want it to have, I don't know, I want you to see what I'm doing, because I hate the speed builds where I can't see where they clicked, or I can't see, I'm like, wait, how did they do that? How did they just make that? And I have to like hit play frame by frame. But I don't know, tell me what you guys think. How am I doing? How can I improve? I'm the same way in my group. I'm always looking for ways to improve. This upstairs I struggled with, so I do apologize. I think I cut out most of the struggle. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. We'll find out here in a minute. But I just wanted this upstairs to work. I needed to get 3 bedrooms out of it. Plus, I wanted like a nice-ish master. I always like to have a nice-ish master. So, but I put that all together, and I really like the way this one turned out. It's a lot of fun, and it'll work for the family, or it'll work for whatever family. Right now, actually, we're having our first showdown. We're doing the Build Newcrest challenge, and not only did the restaurant tie, but so did the house. So 2 houses tied and 2 restaurants tied. So right now we have a showdown going. So if you want to vote on that, head over to my group. It's under announcements. We need to find a winner. Usually it's picked on Monday, but it did not work out that way this week. So it's going to end, I believe I set it up to end either today or tomorrow. I can't remember. So regardless, voting is always happening, and if you see the video late, we're still doing some build challenge in our group, so head over and check it out. Here's the master. I will say that I love all of the bedroom furniture in this pack. However, I was very disappointed to see that there wasn't a matching bed frame for this set, a wooden bed frame. Don't get me wrong, the one they have is very nice, but I would have preferred to have a wood frame that matched all of the other pieces. But it still works, and I'm, that's just one of those things where, I wish, but it's still wonderful. So I really like the laundry baskets they added. I'm going to do a little more exterior work. I jump around. I don't know about you, how when you build, but I cannot just do it room by room. So But here we are moving back out to the outside. I love everything that they added in this pack. Like, I am beyond impressed. Fantastic job done by that team. So let's see, we're working. Got some ivy going up. I'm not very good at placing this. I always feel like it doesn't look natural. So if you have any tips and tricks, let me know down in the comments. Who is it? Eva Roki. Oh my goodness. I know I rave about her and Lissy builds all the time, but they're so talented and they make things look so natural. And I'm getting there, but I don't have that skill set yet. So bear with me. And go check them out. They're amazing if you haven't already. And they are both in my group. They post all the time. Eva does every Wednesday, and I believe Lissy Builds does every other day, 7 p.m. her time. They are both incredible, and they are such kind souls, and I love them both. So I know I talk about them all the time, but you know, you have those people that you really like their builds and you really like their videos, and they continue to impress me. I used to feel that way about Lil Simsy. I literally used to watch her videos every day. And she's pretty sweet. She's a lot of fun to watch. She's a hoot. But back to my own build. I am now working on the toddler's room, and it's super tiny, but you know, they don't need a lot of space, and I messed up and didn't make the house big enough. I swear the houses are never big enough, but I make it work and make it super cute, and well, I think so. You may not, but gotta have a little, there we go. Just, okay, and then the bathroom. I don't know if you know this, but if you scoot the toilet over, if you hit the Alt button and you scoot the toilet over towards the sink, you can have more space, and then you can put the toilet on either side of the shower, because I know that sometimes you can't get in the shower because the toilet's on the wrong side of the wall. Just use the Alt key, scoot it over closer, you'll be fine. It doesn't matter what side it's on. I decided I wanted to do a little chicken coop here, and I tried to make a cow shed or whatever fit. That did not happen. I did try though. It did not work. It wasn't a big enough lot. But don't worry, the one I'm working on now has not one but two, and plenty of space for more. I did the empty lot in that world. So here we go. I'm just working on bathrooms and everything else. I hope that you are enjoying this build. It took me some time. I did try to cut it down. I think this video is like 20 minutes or so. But tell me your thoughts. How do you feel? I know that there's this one, and I can't remember for the life of me her name, but there's this one YouTuber who is actually talking about clues that she's found, or that she thinks she's found in this new pack. She went through and literally read all of the descriptions for all of the new items that came with the pack, and she thinks there's some clues in there to like some of her theories were like a hairstylist career, because they talk about hair a couple of times, and I don't know, it's pretty cool. Do you guys have any theories of what may be coming next, or what direction they're heading? You know, I know that a lot of people have been wanting a Generations pack, and I feel like their vibe is very family oriented when we're talking about, you know, country living, and now that kids can cook with us and they can garden and all of that stuff. I feel like they may not come out with a Generations pack per se, but they're adding little elements of the Generations pack to different packs. So I am loving that. Generations was probably one of my favorites in The Sims 3. So I kind of miss, and I understand we don't have cars, but I kind of miss when you would teach your teenagers how to drive. You know, that was always so much fun. You're like, oh, they're a teenager, it's time to teach them how to drive, and little things like that. So I really like that they can cook with you now. I feel like that's very realistic. And shoot, my daughter's going to be helping me in the kitchen as soon as she's old enough to hold that spatula. So here's the little greenhouse that I made. Not much in it, just a couple little spots. And I didn't plant anything. I just left space for somebody else to do the planting. Yeah, just a little greenhouse with, yep, you can plant a few things, little pots, and then some, I put it in a sink, and then just some random decorations. I like that one better. Bam. With a little hose and everything. Cute, cute, I like it. I was happy with it. Just a little greenhouse. Perfect. Head back inside. It took me a minute to figure out what colors I wanted to do in the kitchen. I think I turned the camera off for that because I played with, yep, I did. I played with it for a while, and then I placed all of the clutter items on the counter so that you guys didn't have to watch me sift through items for 15 minutes. So I just kind of, I like clutter personally. I feel like if a house doesn't have clutter, it doesn't look lived in or finished, and I always go for like the lived in vibe. When I was growing up, my mom was a clean freak. She wanted our house to look like it was a show house at all times, and it drove me nuts. I'm like, Mom, why can't it just look like we live here? We live here. So now as an adult, I have my own house and I can make it look lived in, and I also do my builds that way. I want them to look lived in. That's always been a thing of mine. I am not interested in a show house. I want it to look like day to day. Now, there's a difference between lived in and messy, but I like stuff on the countertops. Maybe not a lot, like you still need to have countertop space, but just enough. I love this little trick with the cupboards and the benches where you can make a little, window box type thing. I use those a lot. I love them. And let's see, I'm doing the entryway right now. And this little nook off the side. I like using benches, especially on the main floor of builds, because screw the high chairs. I'm not using the high chairs. However, if there is a bench, your toddler will sit on the bench to eat. So I tend to try to keep benches in the kitchen areas just to, I want the toddler to eat. I hate when the toddler literally is starving. They're like, your kid's going to get taken away if you don't feed it. And then you're like, okay, go eat. And they pick up a plate and walk halfway across the house or walk upstairs or walk outside. You're like, if you're that hungry, just sit down and eat it. Here is the living room. I like the couch. I like the little area. The fireplace is beautiful. They really did such a fabulous job with this pack. I can't get over it, and I keep saying it, but I am beyond impressed, and I've been watching. I haven't done a whole lot of gameplay. I have done some because I like to test my builds and everything, but I really need to dive into the gameplay. I just have been so excited by the building of it that I haven't given myself time. And plus, I'm a little busy. As many of you know, I have an 8-month-old. And she takes up a lot of my time, and she is now crawling. And this morning, I swear, every time I tried to sit down to do something on the computer or on my game, she would crawl across the room. She wanted to get into the DVDs. And so I'd put her back. I'd give her a bunch of toys, put on her show, and then she would be good. And then all of a sudden, I'd peek over, and what is she doing? She's crawling for the dog food bowl. Oh, okay, put her back, get some new toys. Oh, now she's crawling for the dining room. She wants the wipes she sees on the coffee table. Like, it was just... She was just all over. She's like, I figured this out now, Mom, and now I'm going everywhere. So it's over now. But luckily, she is down for her nap right now. So I'm like, oh, got to do my voiceover really quick while I have the time. And she's perfect, though. Her name is Felicity. I'm sure if you're in my Facebook group, you've seen a couple photos of her. I don't take many, though, What about everyone else? Do you guys have kids? Do your kids play The Sims when they get older? I've seen a couple like mother-daughter combos where they're like, oh yeah, we play together, and it's about the cutest thing I've ever seen. It melts my heart. I'm like, oh my god, that's so cute. I don't know if she's gonna be a gamer like her mom or not. I mean, her mom and her dad are both gamers, so our luck will be that she's like, I don't like video games. My parents have been playing video games my whole life. So, or maybe she'll be too cool for video games. I don't know. I see a little bit more of her personality all the time, and she does love electronics. which is kind of cool. So we're headed in the right direction, but we shall see. My mother-in-law wants to do a 9 3/4 party. I don't know if you've seen them, but I see them all over TikTok where they put all of the houses like on the ground, like an outfit, like a onesie or an outfit or something from each of the houses, Slytherin, Hufflepuff, the whole nine, and then let the baby choose which one they crawl to is their house. And she is now 8 months old, so it'd be like next month, and I'm like, that could actually be a lot of fun. I love Gryffindor. My husband loves Hufflepuff, I believe. So my luck, she's gonna go for Slytherin. I'm gonna be like, well, that sounds about accurate. But back to my build for the 14th time. I'm sorry, I get distracted. But here's the little room that I eventually turned into the twins' room because I completely messed up and forgot about them. Terrible sim parent thing. I love the mirror, and I mean, I really like this build, and maybe it's because it's more my style, but I like the cottage feel. It's beautiful. So here is the walkthrough. I hope you enjoyed this speed build, and thank you so much for tuning in. Bye!